The Bride of Frankenstein. She's alive! Alive! Aha! Showtime!
Welcome to the party, pal!
Say hello to my little friend!
Here's Johnny!
Who's the best?
Put that cookie down!
What's in the box?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
This is Video Store Clerks. Welcome to the store.
Hey there, beautiful people. It's 10:19 for our 10 p.m. show. Things had happened. Things had happened.
Technical difficulties.
We were back in the green room.
I blame the government.
Yeah. We were waiting for that wonderful bolt of lightning to strike down, as tonight we are talking about the Bride of Frankenstein. We were trying to recreate our wife. What? The perfect woman.
Woman.
Oh, she's already been created. R.I.P. Betty White. Man, imagine you could bring back Betty White. I think that would be my top pick. I don't know. It's tough, but she's up there.
I'm down. I'm down.
Well, yeah.
But anyway, we're going to get along with our show here. So I am Chadmang Steiner.
I am Dr. Dave.
Pretorius. I'm Mike.
I'm Chuck.
And we are your video store clerks.
Wow, that sounded bad.
We only have a few guys. We're fucking 20 minutes late.
We need a bigger budget because that sounds like dog shit.
Well, we're 20 minutes late. Nobody's here. What do you expect?
Oh, there's plenty of people here. All right.
There's the four of us.
What's up to everybody out there in the chat? Go ahead and drop some love because tonight is the Valentine's Day special. Don't let Chad fool you. It's not the Thanksgiving special. It's the motherfucking Valentine's Day special. All right, here at the video store. Special. Lots of love. Lots of love. All right. Go ahead.
Lots of love.
LOL.
Fucking dude love. Fucking, we're doing wrestling. No, I'm just... Anyway, we got to start out the show as we always do. And that is with the news.
But I'm running out of beer, which is a problem. And weed. But that's my own fault. I should have stocked up ahead of time, honestly.
You went to the wrong stores.
First world
Bread
problems,
and
bro.
milk and shit.
That was me like a month ago.
Richard, what happened, brother?
Yo.
Welcome to the
It
store.
is.
Hey,
Sorry
yo.
we opened late. The movie that I wanted is right there. That's the same one I came for.
Huh?
I don't know.
What movie?
I'm just making
All
it
right.
up. How you doing? And tonight, we're going to do the top 10, and then Dave will be taking over with the news. We're not in the same areas because we got a little garbage snow, and then I started drinking, and then shit just went everywhere.
That's a mess.
But anyway, the top 10, number 10, Moana 2, did 1.6 mil this week, doing 456 million the last 11 weeks. The number 9 is Sonic 3 with 1.7 mil this week, doing 233 for the last 8 weeks. And then number 8, the Bald Marky Mark movie, Flight Risk, 2.5 mil. The last 3 weeks, it did $25.2 million.
I want to see it.
And number 7, Becoming Led Zeppelin, the Led Zeppelin story.
What's that
First
about?
week out, did $2.5 million. I want to see that. I got to see that in the Bob Dylan joint. I like.
Is it a biopic?
I don't really know. I didn't look, but I'm assuming.
I just heard about it today, actually. So I didn't know if it was a biopic or a documentary.
I was going to watch the trailer, but then I forgot.
Happens.
That happens.
It happens. Number 6, One of Them Days, did $2.8 million this week, putting its 4-week run up to $39.2. And then
What's
number
that
5
again?
is Companion with $3 million, doing 15.5 in the last 2 weeks.
It's just one of those days.
One of those days.
Companion looks like is that the Megan
AI?
4.0 kind of? Yeah.
Yeah, dumb shit. AI love bots.
Yeah.
Taking over.
Number 4, Mufasa,
Bless you.
did $4 million this week, bringing in 235 the last 8 weeks. And number 3 is Love Hurts. The first week out, it did $5.8 million.
Love hurts.
You calm down. Number 2, speaking of Valentine's Day or Thanksgiving, Hard Eyes, the new horror movie,
I was wondering where this was going to end up.
did 8.3 on its first week out. Doesn't look too shabby. Doesn't look too shabby.
I heard it's pretty fun, like a fun one.
Don't look bad. I think it should be fun. And number 1, returning, Dogman, did 13.8 this week. 4.2 million the last 2. That is the top 10. Dave, on to you with the weather.
And a lovely top 10 it was.
Thanks.
And some sad news just announced 3 hours ago.
Never mind.
Star
Fuck
of
the
Street Fighter, the dude that played the sumo guy in Street Fighter, Necessary Roughness, and Basketball. Peter Navy Tway Asshole So Po.
Asshole.
Sure, I
who?
butchered that name. I apologize. But he passed away at age 61.
Damn.
So that's sad.
That is sad.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's
Whoa.
all I got. I'm just kidding.
What was the character? What was the character in Street Fighter? The sumo.
I forget what the character's name is.
Yeah, Honda.
Yeah,
that's right.
it.
With that fucking choppy
Making a
choppy.
new Street Fighter movie.
I love that movie.
Let's see how the new one is and see if we still love that movie. It was a Tuesday.
In other news, Saw 11. Some Saw 11 news. Saw 11 was initially given a release date of September 27th, 2024. What? Do I sound like shit?
No.
Oh.
Saw 11. Keep going.
That wasn't that funny. So I feel like something's up.
Don't worry about the Pretorius DIC.
So
Saw
anyway,
it.
it's not coming out.
Oh, it's not coming out?
No.
Good. They
So
probably
anyway.
just stop.
He's dead.
Yeah, it was originally scheduled September 27th, 2024. It was quickly pushed back to September 26th of this year, 2025. A source tells Scream magazine that it looks highly unlikely that Saw 11 will meet its September 2025 release date. It has been hinted that there are significant problems behind the scenes, drama. And unless something major changes, Saw 11 won't be coming this fall. Sorry,
Rats.
everybody.
Or are
It's
they
about
just
time.
playing? Or are they just playing a game?
It's a possibility.
Are they playing dead?
Game over.
In other news, sequels and remakes that nobody asked for news.
Yeah.
Remember that show, A Different World?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yes, Netflix is getting on board with a Different World sequel series. It will be a single camera, half-hour sitcom, much like Arrested Development and The Office. So
What was a different world again? Which one was that?
That was the Cosby spinoff.
Yeah.
Oh,
When Denise went to college.
yeah.
It's a different world.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
And where
Wayne
you
Wayne.
come from?
Got
That's
Dwayne Wayne.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Jasmine Guy. Jasmine Guy.
Fucking Sinbad.
Whitley.
Hell yeah.
That's
And
Shazam.
finally, Back to the Future news.
Uh-oh.
No, they're not making a Back to the Future 4, so stop asking. However, Bob Gale, the co-writer of the film, said that they have a shot at making a video game based on Back to the Future. Bob Gale also went on to say that 2025 is the 40th anniversary of the original movie. Good God, man. So they're planning some events, and there is a documentary in post-production about the making of the musical. Fuck my life. That's the news.
I thought they were going to say that they made video games and they sucked.
Oh, remember that Nintendo game? Oh, good God.
I remember them all.
Yeah.
All three sucked.
Well, didn't he just... Go ahead.
Go on.
No, I refuse.
I was just gonna say that like every game that I've played that's based off that movie has not been good.
No.
Like you get excited about it and you're like, oh, this could be fun. And you're like, oh wait, nope, this sucks.
Actually, there's 4 because there was that one they put on fucking Xbox on like the streaming shit you could download, kind of like the Walking Dead joint, and that was garbage too.
Yeah,
but it was better than the other 3 games they came out with.
If only somebody could have went back in time and told them that it was going to suck.
Right? I wish that about a lot of things.
But wasn't there an interview, or I saw that there was a clip where Gale, he was saying that people would keep asking him all the time, when are you going to make Back to the Future 4? And he's like, my response is, fuck you, or whatever. He's like, that's why we did the musical. All right. So if you're not up to speed, if you want some more Back to the Future in your life, head up to Broadway and check out the musical.
So is it going to be like a sequel or just a musical?
It's just a musical.
Just a musical.
It's not a sequel.
Man, I'd watch it.
I won't.
Tarantino's working on not a musical, but a Broadway play, I think, or some type of play production. Because did we talk about that yet in the news? Where Tarantino was saying he's kind of holding off on his last film, waiting for his son to get a little bit older.
I think so.
Yeah, a while back. It feels like it was a long time ago.
Months ago.
Because he started doing his last movie. I don't even remember what it was called now, but they cast I think he cast Brad Pitt and a couple others, and then he just stopped.
Hey, it was the Critic.
The Critic, not starring
okay,
John,
yeah.
not starring John Lovitz.
I would love to see a movie made by Quentin Tarantino based off of the cartoon, The Critic. Thank you. That would be great.
Come on, if you're gonna get one last film out of Tarantino, you want that to be it?
That'd be hilarious.
It's got to be something epic. All right.
He already said no Kill Bill 3.
Good. He needs to do something totally different.
He needs to just bring all of his worlds together and have like a Reservoir Fiction Bill fucking
6-hour movie.
Suckfest.
But he said that's going to be his last film. He didn't say anything about TV. You could do Kill Bill 3 as a TV series. Boom.
True.
Sold.
I dig it. Do it how they broke down fucking the Hateful Eight on there, like the 4-part fucking movie kind of deal.
Yeah, it's so long. You could have made that a TV series as well. So, whatevs.
What else we got?
He said that was it. Remember, he crumbled it up. He threw it. He actually, you guys couldn't see it, but he made the basket. It's right behind him. 3 points for you, Dave. Great job.
3-point. He made the fucking Rock and Jock basketball shot for 25.
Oh shit!
I guess we can mention actually some more kind of sad news, like David Johansen, who was in the New York Dolls and got really popular in like the 80s or 90s with Hot, and was also the cab driver in Scrooged. Apparently, it's came out that he's battling cancer real bad right now.
Stage 4, man.
Yeah, that's a shame.
More shitty news. I saw I guess one of the main guys from Squid Game died.
Did he? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Vince Neil's plane crashed. In plane crash news, since this is a
It's
popular
a fucking
thing
thing
going
now.
It's a fucking downer fucking video. Like, we quit. Fuck it.
Yeah. The plane that Vince Neils owns, the private plane crashed, and at least one person died. His girlfriend was. They said his girlfriend was on board, but she's still alive. So
Yes, yeah.
yeah, man,
kinda
it's
terrible.
crazy.
You're like, Vince Neil's still alive, but at least one person died.
It's crazy every time you turn around. Well, he wasn't on the plane. She was. Every time you turn around now, there's some kind of plane crash.
Plane crash.
What's going on here?
It's fucking aliens, man.
I was already scared to fly as it was. I'm never getting on a plane ever again.
Oh, Dave's gonna be flying here in a couple months.
I don't know.
It's the drones. I think it's the drones that are flying around. Remember, everybody suddenly forgot about the drones.
Oh, I didn't forget about them.
Just think,
they're
though,
out there.
if your plane crashes over land, you're not gonna feel shit. Water, you might drown, so it could suck.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Look,
yeah.
there's always an upside.
Can you?
I'm
Hey,
glad-
can you
I'm a
get,
glass
talk to
half
your
full kind of guy.
Dave? Can you talk to your doctor and get any kind of like Valium?
Oh, I'm gonna
prescribed?
ask. I see her on the 20th, and I'm just gonna be like, look, here's the deal. You're not gonna like this, but I'm gonna ask anyway. You need to give me the good shit because I'm fucking terrified to fly, and I'm gonna be freaking
I need
out.
a 3-hour
so-
sedative.
Yes, that's it. That's it. You ain't got to give me like a month's worth or nothing like that. It's just for a week.
You know I'm gonna be fucking with him on the plane, right?
La 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 bamba.
Tie you up and fucking work your arms like a little puppet. You'll be like,
New video.
I don't care.
coming next
Just
month.
give me there in one piece.
all right, let's move on to this depressing news shit. And we already
Stop
fucked up
touching
this
me
week,
there.
so this should be a good time.
Good times.
Excellent time.
So you guys ready to jump into this fucking the first monster sequel ever made?
The one of the best, greatest sequels of all time.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Cream of the crop.
Here we go. The Bride of Frankenstein, released April 20th, 1935. With a running
was it
time of
420?
1 hour and 15 minutes. Story, of course, by Mary Shelley and Robert Flory. The budget of $397,000 in the 30s. That's a lot of fucking money in the 30s.
Yeah.
Brought in $2 million. Starring the great Boris Karloff, Colin Clive, and Ernest Thesiger.
Credited as just Karloff in this.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I also noticed too, like it has because Elsa Lanchester played
The bride.
the bride,
Mary
but
Shelley.
she also played Mary Shelley in the very beginning for the prologue. But
Yeah.
then in the credits, she's just credited as Mary Shelley, and then on the bottom it says "Monster Question,"
Yeah, bride question.
bride question. I found that pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And how interesting, we were just talking about Kill Bill and the bride. We didn't know who the bride was, huh? Is there
Right.
is there a connection? Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe. Who knows? But starting out with this movie, though, shit was good. Like, I like how in the very beginning, she's sitting there, like Mary Shelley, and then they're having this conversation over a couple of drinks or whatever, and she's crocheting a massive doily or something. And then she fucking just starts telling the rest of the story after Frankenstein, assumingly, is that a word?
It is
Burns
now.
alive in this fucking fire from the first movie. And then she just the continuation of the story goes as she's just sitting there talking. And then that's what we see, which is the start out. Because she's like, just imagine yourself at this fire at the end whenever you see the skeletons of the building. And then you see him arise from the smoke. But a lot of crazy shit happened before that. Because fucking, I guess the daughter that he threw into the lake in the first one that died, Maria, fucking her parents are there. And then he tries, the dad tries to jump in the fucking hole to see it, make sure he's dead. He's not dead. He's fucking alive. Then he fucking drowns the dad, climbs out. The mom helps him out unknowingly, and then he just fucking grabs her and chucks her down the fucking hole.
I couldn't help but laugh at that scene because
Right, I mean,
the way the body's hit and it just cracks me up.
That shit's so fucking good.
Yeah.
It should have me cracking up. I'm like, damn, that shit just started. He already killed 2 people. Fucking great.
Yeah, well, everybody's trying to kill him, man. The guy's pissed.
He is pissed.
And he doesn't mean, and the thing is, he doesn't mean any harm. He didn't mean.
He doesn't even want to be there.
Yeah. This one actually, like this one, as goofy as it is, because the original Frankenstein is a little more serious, but because this one is goofy, in places. But this one, man, like really kind of tugs at your heartstrings a little bit for the monster, you know, because like pretty much his like whole thing is he wants a friend.
Mm.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean it's just like it's crazy because it's like a horror story with a monster in it, but then you also have like psychotic doctors trying to bring people back to life, but then you have a monster that's already there that's gaining feelings and learning how to talk because he talks in this one.
Yeah,
and then he just wants to have a friend, but everybody's so fucking petrified of the way he looks, except for the blind man, because he cannot see him. So they become really good friends, and then that's all he wants the rest of the film.
Yep.
How do y'all feel about the monster talking?
I mean, Karloff was against it.
Book.
Yeah, Karloff wasn't happy about it at all.
No.
Yeah.
He talked a lot in the book.
I can see, yeah. Well, I mean, because the way Frankenstein, you know, the monster is in the book from how he is in the movies is
totally different.
Totally different. Like they're two different, you know, entities. With Karloff talk, with the monster talking, I've always been kind of like in the middle with it, because it's like, all right, well, there's certain scenes and certain dialogue or whatever, memorable dialogue wouldn't have ever been a thing if he didn't talk, but it also wouldn't have been too bad if they would have stuck with the idea that he is he's a mixture of people put together, and his mind's all fucked up, and I don't really know. Doesn't really seem like he would know how to talk or have the idea to even like be able to learn how to talk. But I don't know. Down the middle with it.
I'm the same way. It's one of those circumstances where I think I could hear the argument from both sides and be okay with either one. I feel like now with a sequel, and especially one where it's like he's trying, they're kind of selling it where he's trying to have a mate, even though the bride doesn't come till much later in the film and is hardly in the film. Like you said, with the blind guy and everything like that, he's, initially just trying to find a friend, trying to have some kind of human connection with somebody. It's like, I'm tired of feeling like I'm a monster. I want to feel human. That's what I'm supposed to be. Right. So if this is you're going to have a sequel that has kind of more heart to it. I don't mind him talking, because you have to, like I say, a lot of times with horror films, if the monster's talking or he takes off his mask, it kind of takes away from that mythos for me, and I don't like it. But this is one of those ones where he can talk because, like I said, you're trying to convey a different message. It's not about the horror in this film. It's more about the humanity and the love. True. And so, in order for him to kind of convey his feelings, you would need him to talk more or less. I mean, you could do it, but I just, with an hour and 15 minutes or whatever, you're not going to get much out of it. You're going to need him to talk in some way, I think.
You said something there. You said the mate. That's what the uncredited thing was the mate.
Yeah.
See, the thing about the Frankenstein in general, the story is always hit different than the other Universal monsters, because with Dracula, he's pretty sinister, you know what I mean? Wolfman, okay, yeah, we feel bad for Larry Talbot, but like not to the extent that we do the monster in Frankenstein. Creature from Black Lagoon, straight up creature feature, favorite. Invisible Man, he's just a psychopath, you know what I mean? So like in Frankenstein, just like the monster just always like, because there is more like being able to relate to him more, of the fact that it's not about, it's not really, not about the scares and shit like Mike was saying. more about kind of like what it kind of shows. People are scared of things they don't understand. They're scared of looks, and they judge and all that. And like I said, it's very relatable. It's more relatable than the other ones in a lot of ways. I think that's why Frankenstein has always been number one in a lot of people's books when it comes down to books and film, and just Universal monsters in general.
He's the Superman of the Universal monsters.
Yeah.
He's more like the Hulk because he's super strong. Like you can't kill him. He gets shot like 3 times in this film.
Just pisses him off.
And they're both green.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
They're Ninja Turtles?
Not quite.
Cowabunga.
But he's definitely he's got the most heart out of all of them. That's for sure. We even see it like in more modern adaptations. Monster Squad. He's hanging with the little girl and everything like that. We talked about in the Monster Squad episode that touching scene where he's getting sucked into the portal and the little girl. Calm down. Getting sucked into the portal, pal. All right, this ain't no suck fest. And the little girl, that's a very touching scene. So
Frankie,
yeah,
Scary.
he's definitely the beloved one of the bunch.
Yeah, you can even see his character growth in this film alone, because people were scared of him, so he freaks out and kills him, which may be an overreaction, but it's the 30s. I don't know what's going on there.
Right.
But then fucking once he meets the blind guy and realizes, hey, this guy's my buddy, you can just see the growth, because then later on he even sheds a tear.
Yeah.
Because he's happy during that scene. He has him gives him some food and some wine and has him take a nap, and he just has a tear roll down his cheek. So you can just see the growth of him from being an animal to actually having a little bit of emotion in there.
Yeah, he loves his the music.
Yeah,
Sue's a savage beast, and that's what caught because he even tells him he's good, and he grabs his cello and shoves it into his chest. He's like, oh yeah.
Play more Ave Maria.
Play.
Yeah.
Good.
Every bit, but while we're rewatching it though, I can't help but to automatically see Gene Hackman
from Young Frankenstein.
Frankenstein, he's lighting his thumb and shit. And every time I can't and
breaks the mug.
Something else is we also get to see how the monster has become a drunk in a short period of time, because apparently that's how you calm him down.
Drink.
Yeah, it didn't take long for the monster to turn into a complete degenerate who's smoking cigars and drinking.
Yeah. And then the thing is, we don't know, is he smoking tobacco? No?
I would probably say yes.
Oh, I know. I actually wish I had a shirt of him puffing on that big stogie. And he's just ooh, he's just all happy looking. That's great.
Good.
And he goes right for it. Yeah. But yeah, going to the talking about how the movie's kind of goofy in ways, because one part of this movie that every time I watch it, I always forget about is the fucking doctor guy who comes to Frankenstein, and and he pulls up those fucking jars, and they've got little people in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what does he feed them? What? And it's that whole scene is just this is fucking ridiculous. And you know what it kind of reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of Reanimator. You know how Reanimator and stuff is very, it's very Frankenstein-esque, whatever. Very similar in a lot of ways. And Reanimator, even though it was goofy in the first one, but got even goofier in the second one. And for some reason, this scene it just reminded me of that. But I got to talking to my oldest when we were watching it, and I was like, "How do you think they were created?" And then I found out about this whole other fucking thing about the Russian Humongous whatever project.
Carl Hungus?
What is it?
You say Carl Hungus?
No,
He installs the cable.
no, it's like some thing with this guy put semen in an egg and then let it sit. And
Chuck, we don't want to hear about what you did last week.
It's weird, but like seriously, I've been thinking. I was like, how the fuck did he just?
I've been thinking.
Like, what
You're onto something here.
I made my own army.
I jerked off in an egg, and
Science.
Nothing happened. The yolk's on me.
Hey, yuck.
But yeah, like I that scene just always slips my mind because it is kind of stupid, but it is funny though.
Well, then fucking King Henry climbs out of the fucking tube and tries to get over to the queen.
And he's like got a fucking big old giant brick and he's like running to it. It's like that guy is hard up, folks.
For real.
And she looks terrified. Oh,
He's got a fucking ballerina and a mermaid.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I thought you were going to say it reminded you of Darby O'Gill and the Little People. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm. That's fun.
The pod people.
I mean, the only one that I think that'd be kind of interesting to have would be the mermaid. It's like fish. You just set up a nice little terrarium. Yeah.
The one scene in this movie that cracks me up is whenever he's running through the woods or whatever, and he sees fucking Mary and her sheep, and then she falls into the fucking water, and he like goes and saves her, and then she starts screaming, and he just looks at her and he's like, "Ah!"
No. Mm. But I mean, like he very clearly, like, you know, he like over and over again, he just gets the fucking shit into the stick. He just wants people to be like, he's very misunderstood. And yeah, cunt.
Good.
Yeah. But like, you know, he tries to do good, and it's like he finally gets to chill out with the with the blonde dude, and things cool. And then those fucking jagoffs come in there and fucking ruin it all. It's like, man, you motherfuckers, like, and it's one of those movies. It's one of those movies. It's one of those movies where it really does make you. It kind of has the same idea of, like, you know, Not Living Dead, like who's the real monsters, you know, us or them, kind of thing.
It's definitely us.
I agree.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And how what the blind guy said he hasn't like had any like human contact in how long?
30
How does
years?
he get? How does he get his food and everything?
I'm wondering how he's walking around that fucking hut without even using anything. Like he's fucking like walking up and like putting his hand on a fucking pillar, just like resting his arm there, and then he just walks over to the fucking fire and gets him a bowl of soup or whatever the fuck, and grabs the bottle of wine like it's no problem. Like he knows where everything is laid out in this place. He's never seen a day in his life.
Well, what we're not told is he's really a werewolf,
Hmm.
and he can actually hunt at night. I don't know. Yeah, they didn't really go.
Come out at night. What?
Houdini.
Houdini.
What were you gonna say, Dave?
I was just like, are you really blind, sir?
You think it's a work?
Yeah.
No. Guy was not even blind.
People come and stop by his hut all the time. And he's just like, I'm blind. Come stay. Don't worry. I can't see you getting dressed.
I mean, he was he grooming this monster? You know, he's like, oh, you're gonna be my friend. I'm like, motherfucker, hold on. I just met you. All right.
Some weird shit went on in Hollywood in the 30s.
Really did.
Oh, it still does.
Still does. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, man, Dr. Pretorius is the shit. I love the mad scientist, man.
Yeah.
See, he reminds me of the fucking other doctor in Reanimator.
Mm-hmm.
The one that loses his head. Like, that's who he reminds me of, because he's fucking hard up to make this fucking chick.
Yeah.
And then he fucking... I was laughing whenever he's trying to convince the Dr. Frankenstein to actually do it before and then he's like, you got to come back to my lab or whatever and look what I created. And that's whenever he's talking about like the little miniature people. Yeah. And then he's like, how far is it? And he's like, it's not far. You'll need a coat. I don't know why, but I fucking cracked up laughing every fucking time I seen that part. Like I rewound it like 5 times. Because his reaction, he's just like, "You'll need a coat."
Dr. Frankenstein just always seems on edge.
Frankenstein.
Well, he just got blown up almost and killed by his creation.
Like you see the crazy come out real quick. Like when he's getting actually down, he's with the heart or whatever. And he immediately kind of snaps right back into, the hair all like being kind of messy, and he's all got that look in his face. But like he just is. There's no chill with that guy ever.
He needs to sleep.
Like well, even before like he went to like when he was being talked into going to this dude's laboratory, he's like, I don't know. Oh, I really must see it. Like it's just I don't know. There's no chill with him whatsoever. And then I'm pretty sure that the same guy that plays Igor in the original one plays one of the mad scientist dude's henchmen. Same guy, I'm pretty sure it is.
I think so.
Yeah, and he also is the same guy that played Renfield, I think, in Dracula.
Yes.
Was that Ludwig?
Ludwig Monte? What about? No.
The character Ludwig?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Ludwig. Now you got me thinking of Naked Gun.
I just think of drum sets. Ludwig drums. Same.
The Naked Gun.
Which, oddly enough, today is Leslie Nielsen's. It would have been Leslie Nielsen's 99th birthday.
Oh wow!
I think he was buried with his fart machine.
Crazy.
Probably.
Which is wild because this is the 90th anniversary of this film.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
90 years, man. It's crazy. You can look back and you watch this, and obviously it looks older. Black and white is going to do that no matter what. But it has that feel. It has that. You can tell that they shot it on a studio set, but everything is practical back then. So everything, I don't mind the look, but for the time, it was probably like some high tech shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like especially when you get to the laboratory and you got all that stuff going on. Like, what you said it cost how much, Chad? The budget?
$397,000.
Yeah, they spent a lot of money on that shit, and it for 1935, it was probably state of the art.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that much money back then was probably what, 40 million today?
Yeah.
Some kind of stupid, outrageous number.
I mean, hell, even like just the little people scene alone is pretty interesting from that time period.
Yeah, that was way before the era. Like they fucking, how do you film a scene like that with none of the shit we have today? You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of cutting and chopping film.
How much do you think it cost to shrink those people?
Well, that's what's funny is like they originally the script was they were going to have Frankenstein kill the monster with a ray gun. And
it was always ray guns back then. Nah. Jesus.
Yeah. That's what the aliens had.
I'm glad he stepped
Space invaders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I know Karloff didn't really want to make this. Neither did James Wales. But then they both kind of got talked into it because Universal had already set in motion that there was going to be a sequel after all the stuff that happened with the first one and how well it did. And then once they found out, like once Karloff knew he was going to have to talk in this, he was like kind of pissed and was like, fuck that. Because he was like said his main concern was he wasn't going to look the same because in the original film his cheeks look sunk in, and that's because he has his bridge taken out. And since he had like actual dialogue in this, he had to keep his bridge in so he could actually talk. So he's like he was just totally against it from the jump because he knew he wouldn't look the same.
Yeah.
He said, I look fat.
How gangsta do you have to be to just be like billed as Karloff? It's like, nah, I ain't Boris Karloff anymore. I'm motherfucking Karloff. All right.
Yeah.
That's like Stallone. If he came in and he's like, you know what? You don't call me Sly. You don't call me Sylvester. I'm just Stallone. That's
I
it.
think they said originally they were going to have, I think, Lugosi play
Pretorius.
Oh, really?
And someone said none of that's true, and that part was actually written for the actor. There's conflicting stories on that.
Okay.
We'll never know the truth.
I mean,
I heard
Lugosi played.
Ernest was the third choice or something like that.
Well, Lugosi played Frankenstein in Wolfman versus
Wolfman.
Frankenstein,
Or
or meets Frankenstein, or whatever it was.
meets the Wolfman.
Yeah.
That's such a good movie too.
Yeah,
That's what I said. Going back and watching this makes me want to go back and watch them all, and that's a
Yeah.
lot of watching.
Did they also say that Claude Rains was considered
Yeah,
for Pretorius? Yeah.
I knew there was one other name, but I forgot who it was.
Yeah, because it was kind of a lot of the same people were in that whole realm in all the movies, with all the Universal movies and
The
shit.
big stars, man.
Yeah.
Because the actor that played him was a friend of James Whale from his theater days.
Yeah.
So we'll never know.
Yeah. No, I like it when Pistorius, whatever his fucking name is.
Clitorius.
Clitorius, so that's it. It's the porno version. Where he's down in the
Yes,
in the crypts,
In the crypts, yes.
and he tells the guys, he's like, "You go on. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna be here for a while. I kind of like it down here." And he starts setting up all his shit and all that, whatever. And then the monster comes walking up and like doesn't even phase the dude. He's like, "Oh, I thought I was alone." And he knows who he is. He knows what he is.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't even flinch. He just like everything's going accordingly to plan. Like he knew he was gonna be down there, you know.
Yeah. Do you think that he knew the monster was down there somehow?
I mean, they were chasing him through the woods, like the other guys. So I don't know. Like maybe.
I mean, how would you come to that conclusion that like for what the monster has to knock over that crypt and then go down in or that big statue or whatever and then go down into the crypt area.
Yeah.
And I don't know. If he doesn't know that the monster is down there, that he's super fucking creepy.
Right.
Like I'm just gonna go down to this crypt and fucking chill and drink and hang out.
Yeah, I mean, he is sitting there drinking wine in front of a fucking human skull.
Yeah, talking to his
talking
skull.
to it.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't fucking worried about nothing. Like
He's just
he's
down there fucking
down here. Just a man in the restroom.
Yeah, just blazing up with the dead. Don't mind me. I mean, you know, I guess that's on somebody's bucket list, right? Man, we should grill this fatty up and go down there in the crypt.
But what's funny is when he's running through the woods that time and like he runs past all those children and that one girl's like, look, like that's the girl from the first
same girl.
Yeah, that he threw into the lake.
Oh, that's funny.
And like she wasn't going to have a line, but then Wales is like, well, I want you to get paid on this one, so we'll just give you this one fucking word so you can actually get paid and instead of being a free extra. I was like, that's pretty cool.
No, going back to the crypt scene, I've always loved that whole interaction with him and the monster. You know, because like the monster's up there like he's at a bar pretty much. You get there and he's eating food and he's drinking. Yeah, because the dude's got food too and shit. And he's like eating and he's drinking and he's smoking and he's just like, you make man like me. And he just looks at him and he's just, no, woman. It's just there's something about that, just like this. That it's just great. It's just a great sound clip, if that makes any sense.
Friend,
I would certainly hope so.
Pussy. I myself am strange and unusual.
yes, you are.
Oh, you found me. I was down here just hanging in the crypt, having a drink and a bite with my friend here, Scully.
There was a few funny parts in this movie though, and a lot of them came from Pistorius, dude.
Clitorius.
Clitorius. Because I did find myself kind of chuckling a little bit. There's just something about him. He was a very. I would have liked to have seen another movie with him, maybe. You know what I mean? But of course, I mean, before what happens at the end, which the end of this movie is pretty, like, dude, you can't even. He really can't even win. It's like watching it last night, and it's just like he can't. Nobody understands him unless they're blind. Nobody wants to even take the time to get to know him. All this shit. They're building They're building him a woman. Building her. They're bringing her back to life.
Yes.
For him, and her reaction is what? And he just has this look on his face like, I can't win.
What I don't understand though is like she's probably like she was supposed to be 19, but she's already in the script. So I wonder how long she was technically dead for. Because if like she would have had to just get put in there. Like there's no way she was in there longer, or else she'd have been all decayed and shit.
Well, they mentioned that she's fresh.
We were kind of led to believe that Ludwig killed her.
Yeah, because because they're in the alley. His goons are, and they grab her, and then because he didn't want Frankenstein to know that.
Yeah, he killed her in the alleyway. That one girl. I thought that was just to get the heart though.
Heart.
I thought the body came from the crypt.
Oh.
I'm not. See, that's the thing with this movie is a lot got cut out.
Yeah. They do allude to the fact though, because where he's talking about where'd you get this or whatever, and we found because he's sitting there mouthing what the guy should say to Frankenstein, and so he was just it's like Ixnay on the Kilvey. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the way I understood it was he was going down to the crypt to get the body, and I think he asked the guys how long she's been dead or whatever, but I think she would have been decomposed by that point. And then once you get to the actual laboratory, they already got the body there, and the problem is the heart's not working, so they need a new heart. And the guy goes out and kills that girl, and then brings the heart back. He doesn't bring the girl back.
That's how I followed it,
because they already had the body. It just the heart wasn't working, right? Okay. Or was the heart in the fucking thing? I don't know. Did I watch this movie?
Yeah, that's how I saw it. But I mean, the whole thing. They might have just scrapped the whole thing and just threw her the corpse in the back, and then just used the bitch of the chick that he just fucking killed or whatever.
Canceled.
What?
But yeah,
the young lady.
So okay, so
Pekingese Highland Park was almost dead when I found her.
There's a couple of plot holes, I guess, when it comes down to certain things, but
especially in the cemetery. Plot holes.
Funny motherfucker, Eddie Murphy.
This movie and the censorship, they had to cut a lot, they had to reshoot a lot. Like in the beginning, there was supposed to be a couple more kills, I think. Because didn't it seem kind of out of place that they kept cutting to that owl?
Who?
That was watching him.
Yeah.
Ooh. And some of the religious stuff, there was a lot of blasphemy in this movie that they had to change the dialogue for. And you think we're sensitive people now. People were really sensitive back in the 30s.
Oh,
that's what we're going to. Come 2035, it's fucked.
Yeah,
it's fucked.
They they kind of made him look kind of almost like a martyr, when they put him on the stake and all that shit or whatever. Which I've heard other people use the comparison to Christ, walking with a cross or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
You had fucking the housekeeper, the castle keeper, fucking Minnie going crazy whenever they fucking capture him and fucking, I'll line him up. She fucking ties him up on the fucking pole and they throw him in there.
She's the comedy relief. She's the comedy relief in this film for sure.
She's a brave old bat.
Because she's out there chilling by the windmill and she sees him and runs back and tells him hey, he's still alive. And they're like, no, he's dead. It's like, fine, fuck y'all. I warned you. If you're dead, fuck you. It's your problem.
I'll be the only one alive. Fuck it.
She happens to know the right moment to tell the woman to do a check on on the bride, on Frankenstein's wife, and she's like, I get so worried about you being here, being alone by yourself with that monster around. And she's like, oh, I'll be fine. And she's like, all right, suit yourself. And she walks off.
As soon
And
as she
right
walks
then,
out,
he's like, "Arr,
just opens the door. Henry, is that you?
you're coming with me."
I like whenever she announces the second time that clitoris is there, and then she walks out the one door and he just walks right in the other door. He's like, "Fooled you, bitch."
Send him away.
He's like, "Hello, hello, Baron, Baroness. I fooled you."
Yeah, and Henry's wife was recast too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said that girl was only 17.
Yeah.
Cue the Winger song. No, don't, because I hate that band.
It went through my mind too, but I was like, no,
Bad.
it'll be stuck for hours, days,
Horrible,
even.
horrible song. Horrible band.
And
Yeah, there was definitely. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that Colin Clive almost didn't get cast. Studio didn't want him. He was known for being a fierce alcoholic back in the day. He actually died 2 years after this movie came out.
Yeah.
At age
He was
37.
I was going to say he was only 37. It's
Which
crazy.
one was he?
Tuberculosis and
He was
alcoholism.
Frankenstein.
Oh, okay.
Victor
In
Henry.
the year 1937.
Wow.
But you
Fucking
know what?
eerie.
Colin Clive, man, he could turn it on because, like,
Yeah.
even in this one, as soon as she comes to life, he hits you with that, "She's alive, alive," and that audio clip is just so he nails it every single time.
Yeah.
It's so iconic. As soon as you hear that, you know what that is.
Well, even
So,
like in the beginning, like Millie, whenever she or Minnie, what's her name? Millie or Minnie?
Minnie.
Minnie. Whenever she first runs back to the castle to warn them all, she's like, "He's alive! He's alive!" I was like, "Oh shit!" There's the nod, and then later on, you get the full blown real one.
Yeah.
So it's fucking great.
So good, man. Colin Clive nails it.
He does.
Damn classic
Yeah,
movie, man.
it's definitely technically, it's definitely a way better movie than the first one was. Like, technically, the camera angles, the music, we didn't talk about the score yet. The characters, the sets. I mean, it's, I guess, because I think James Whale made a deal that the only way he'd come back and do it if the studio would let him do the movie he wants to do. I forget what it was called, though, but. So I guess he was just like, "Fuck it! If I'm gonna do this, it's gonna be next level."
Yeah, he wanted more creative control.
I love how this movie's shot. Like,
Yeah.
It's such a good clean movie.
when you watch old school movies like this, and just think about it, just like, man, there were some simple shots, but they were just good shots. You saw everything that you needed to see, and it was just, I don't know, it just moved pretty smoothly. And now it's just like there's just so much craziness that goes on in one shot anymore in movies. Just kind of like sometimes it's okay to just go back to the old stuff and just I love watching those old movies for the different camera angles and stuff. And that was something else that Lyric pointed out was the angles of when they were in the lab getting things ready or whatever, they're pushing stuff, how they're sideways.
Yeah.
And it's like, I never thought about it before, but a lot of movies, especially like in the thriller horror genre, had angles like that where it's almost like they're walking on the side of the wall. Good shots like that.
It gives,
Okay.
I was going to say, whenever I'm watching it, like, especially the scenes where he's like running through the woods and everything like that, I know it comes out 4 years after this movie, but it gives me that look and feel of the Wizard of Oz. Whenever they're going through the forest, going through down the yellow brick road and everything like that, and everything, I know it's the same kind of set design from back then in the 30s, but it just gives me that same vibe. And like Chuck said, there's just certain shots that just look so good. And the beauty of black and white is you could pull off a lot of stuff that you can't with color. So like whenever he goes to the cemetery and you just have the lighting of the cemetery and the darkness and everything like that, I was sitting there watching. I was like, man, that shot looks really good, and it's nothing special, as far as like, anything groundbreaking or anything, but just the way that it's lit and with the black and white and everything, it just looks so beautiful.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Because one of my favorite things, though, talking about the shots and stuff and how they're lined up, is where like you seem like you see more back then in certain movies. Like you see all of the foyer and the castle and like the rooms and all that shit. The movies now, like, I mean, you see like kind of an idea sometimes, but I don't know, they're just look so good. Just like, there's something else I want to say about it. I'm not being able to get it out, but yeah,
Spit it out. Go ahead.
Trying.
Go, just do it.
I don't know what to say, but I like that shit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, a lot of people say this is James Whale's masterpiece.
Masterpiece. Yeah. Had to be talked into it. And he said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do my masterpiece. This is going to be a clinic in directing.
And people say that Bride of Frankenstein is the best of the bunch with the Universal movies.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but, but all the Universal monsters, man, right there.
Yeah,
like place in my heart for.
I definitely prefer the original Frankenstein over this one, but like that's also kind of hard because I like them both so much. Favorite Universal monster like overall though is like Creature from Black Lagoon is right up there with Frankenstein with me.
I agree.
Wolfman, Dracula I always liked, but it's not as. Because I rewatched it not too long ago too, and I don't know. It doesn't have the same kind of. It kind of drags a little more than the other ones do. I think. Nothing against the acting. The acting's all good and all that stuff, but I don't know. But I've always liked that one too. But like Invisible Man, you know what I mean? Like that, which that one gets left out a lot.
Another one directed by James Whale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Universal monsters, man. And and even if somebody like doesn't if somebody's like, well, I'm not a huge Frankenstein fan, but or not it's not my favorite, but like there's always a high level of respect for the basic idea and the monster and everything itself.
Yeah, there's
like
your favorite and there's which one is the best, and I feel like those are two different answers. I would say this one is the best, but it's not my favorite.
Right.
I mean, this one spawned off a whole bunch of sequels, like the son, the daughter, fucking everything.
Oh yeah, which a lot of that stuff end up being like those Hammer films and shit later on too.
That was when ownership changed. That's why Bride they say is the last great one, because I think ownership changed after Bride. That's when we got Son of Frankenstein and all that.
Yeah, the product quality kind of went down just a little bit, even though I like all those too, but like it wasn't what we'd already fell in love with before. You know what I mean? Different styles, different ideas.
Frankenstein Bloodlines.
Jesus Christ!
Coming soon.
No.
Yeah, because Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein have been ripped off, remade, parodied. Who the fuck even knows how many times? I mean, 90 years, man. 90.
About that fucking
years.
weird Frankenstein joint with fucking Aaron Eckhart or whatever.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Good.
Oh,
did you guys
that
ever
was,
see the one with Robert De
Gene
Niro?
Koontz.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, the Mary Shelley's
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
Forever
Yeah,
ago.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's a good one. I actually liked it. You didn't like it?
No, I
never
liked
seen
it.
it.
I'm just not surprised that Dave didn't see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I shouldn't.
I used to see it at the video store all the
Surprise.
time because it had like a picture of an
Apparently
eyeball
not.
that was stitched together.
The electric going on the front of it and stuff.
Yeah, but I just never picked it up. I don't know.
Yeah, De Niro did a pretty good job. It was weird to see him playing a role like that.
Yeah, and
But it's
what,
not a bad
Christian
one.
Bale's doing the Frankenstein movie now?
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Ooh,
that.
that might be good. Yeah, Del Toro's doing that, so that
Yeah, and Frankenstein's one of his favorite films of all time. Well, Bride is his top 5 favorite films.
Right. Yeah, I'm loving this resurfacing of bringing back some of the classics. I know people have their issues with Nosferatu. I watched it recently and I loved it. People have their issues with Wolfman. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. I thought it was just a good movie. And there's a little bit more to it than what people really want to actually look in. Like, there's more to that story than just a werewolf thing. You know what I mean? But, I think also with it being Blumhouse, people just are automatically going to hate it now. Their name is so damn tainted. It's like, even if a movie's a good movie, no one's going to fucking tell you they really loved it. You know? But I'm excited about that though. Like that should be interesting. Bring back some of these.
Blumhouse, no good.
Yeah, like give us a good director to do a killer creature from Black Lagoon. Man, do some of that shit. Give us a better Invisible Man. That was so bad.
Like 3 times and they failed.
But they could probably do it if somebody stupid didn't do it.
Fucking Kevin Bacon, man. Hollow Man.
Oh no, no, thank
Chevy
you.
Chase joint.
Oh boy,
Yeah, Memoirs.
I'll say that.
That's a good one right there.
They've tried and tried and tried. Like the Tom Cruise Mummy one was a strange choice. I don't know what. They've tried over and over again to recreate this, and man, you can't. Like
the irony of you bringing
we'll
up
never get that back.
How is that like a thing all of a sudden? Like, oh my, like I don't even remember Tom Cruise having a mummy film, and all of a sudden we're sitting over at fucking Gary's the other day getting ready. It's a couple hours before the Super Bowl, and we're just like flipping through shit, and it comes up the Mummy from like 2016 or 17, whatever it was, and I was like, "What is this?" And he's like, "Oh, it's that Tom Cruise one." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "All right," he put it on, and I was like, "This is fucking terrible."
Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, I didn't bother.
I came over later on and they said like a Tom Cruise commercial. And then we just started talking about Tom Cruise movies. And I was like, well, The Mummy sucked. And they just started both like him and Gary started laughing. Like, we just watched that. It did suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was not one good thing about it. See, and I forgot about that it was even a thing either. Or two. But
Russell Crowe as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
I never saw that.
What?
Yeah.
In that
I never
film.
saw that. Oh.
Have you seen The Mummy?
No.
Oh, okay. Then
No. I hate Tom Cruise with a passion, and I already heard that movie was shit. And I'm not a big Mummy fan anyway.
All right.
Brendan Fraser?
Nah, I'm not really a fan of those. I mean, I don't have anything against them, but I'm not a fan of them. And like the Boris Karloff movie, like it's all right. It's cool.
It's just Karloff.
Yeah, Karloff. Yeah, you're right. My son's middle name was just about like his name was about to be Karloff. It's gonna be Dax Karloff, but his mom didn't want that. So, yeah.
Chad said he wanted to be billed as Jerkoff
Yes.
from here on out. I think even in some other films they build him as like Karloff the Uncanny. I remember seeing. It's like, what's going on here? Like, just go with something, all right? And
I'll
Boris
do your movie if.
Yeah, Boris Karloff isn't even his real name.
Right.
So,
but that's
whatever.
That's a cool name though.
Oh, he definitely picked a
cool
good
name.
name. Huh?
Said it is a cool name.
Yeah, better than William Henry Pratt.
Henry Pratt. Yeah.
Yo, Billy Pratt. I'm Boris Karloff. Oh shit! All right.
I can see Bela Lugosi like driving down the street, like he sees Karloff walking, and starts screaming at him. I thought it was funny. It was funny in my head.
His mama called him Pratt. I'm gonna call him Pratt.
He beat Joe Lewis's ass.
So yeah, we'll see. Okay, we got The Bride coming out later this year, so we'll see how Maggie Gyllenhaal and Christian Bale deliver on this shit. You talk about all these attempts at trying to follow the work of James Whale. the bride has a lot to face up to, you know. And I've heard Christian Bale, you know, he's a method actor. He actually got bolts surgically installed into his neck. I don't know if that's true or not. This is what I'm hearing on The Wire. So
that'd be
I'll
hilarious.
say no.
no.
Is he supposed to be
I
playing the
saw, like, a little
monster?
snippet,
Christian Bale is the monster.
Oh, okay.
but it's like modern times. I saw like a little snippet, and he's like walking across the street, and just surrounded by like people walking around in like New York or somewhere, wherever the fuck they're filming it at. It looked interesting. I don't know. I have hopes, but a lot of stuff I've had high hopes for this year. Well, last year I should say did not win me over.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I don't think there's ever been a remake of Bride, has there?
Not that I know of.
There we go.
Oh, I did see that picture. I didn't realize that was him, though.
Yeah,
I've
Christian
been
Bale.
hacked.
That is a shot from Christian Bale in the upcoming Frankenstein movie directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
So is it supposed to be a present type film, or is it?
Yeah, I believe
so. Okay, so it's not going to be like a period piece.
No,
I do not know.
I don't think so. Because he looked like and the shit that I saw, like he was literally like looked like he was walking. Like I thought they were filming like American Psycho too, because he's like walking across the street wearing like a suit with like a briefcase.
No, I think they just filmed it. You're just seeing like behind the scenes shit. It says here, okay, I'm on IMDb. It says in 1930 Chicago, Frankenstein asked Dr. Euphronius, so he's not Pretorius, he's Euphronius, whatever, to help create a companion. Erroneous on all counts. They ask Dr. Clitorius to help him create a companion. They give life to a murdered woman as the bride, sparking romance, police interest, and radical social change. So that is the synopsis from IMDb. So it is going to be 1930 Chicago.
All right.
Okay. Well,
Got Jake Gyllenhaal, Christian Bale, Peter Sarsgaard, Penelope Cruz, Penelope, and Jesse Buckley as the bride.
Who's playing Frankenstein?
I'm guessing Jake Gyllenhaal. It doesn't say here, but the only ones that are named are Christian Bale as Frankenstein's monster and Jesse Buckley as the bride. So,
Okay. I think you said Maggie's in there too.
Maggie Gyllenhaal is directing it.
Oh, she's directing it, so she's not in it.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. We'll see. That should be interesting.
Big shoes to fill.
Yeah. Man, no shit. But hopefully she does a good job on it. I'm curious about it.
Yeah, and the bride in this movie is only in the movie for about, 4 minutes?
I think total was like 7. But
7
she's only
minutes?
the bride for like 2.5.
Yeah. It's just crazy. It's like still so iconic.
Yeah, and she's gorgeous too. I don't care.
For real. You know, the monster, he comes out.
Yeah.
He comes out all fucked up. And she comes out looking hot. She got her makeup done and everything like that. The hair is on point. I don't care. You know, I'm down with it.
Same.
And that's the problem. Everybody tries to take it as certain things. You know, if you want to interpret a film a certain way, by all means. But the way I interpret it is she sees this guy and she's like, "Hey, you're fucking ugly. Get the fuck away from me." All right.
He's like, "No, friend."
Yeah.
Wife.
You hate me.
The
Like the rest.
the ending's kind of cool. Like you know how he lets the Frankensteins live.
Yeah.
He's like, "You go
live.
Yeah. And
You
then
stay. We belong dead.
We belong dead.
Yeah,
Classic line.
that's pretty good ending actually. There's a lot of questions of like what happens after, because they're just they're just so they're holding each other at the end of it, and then it goes blank, and it's like, okay, what is going to be the backlash now? Like what? Like you got out of this somehow before with, which I don't understand how you didn't go to jail or get beaten to death, but whatever. The way these people acted, But yeah, classic fucking movie.
That's what's fucked up. Like, that's like the one thing that my biggest beef about it is because they know he created this fucking thing, but everybody's at his house like making sure he's okay.
Yeah.
Because they basically find him dead and he's not.
Yeah, they thought he was dead.
The worst wedding ever. So I mean, just like that's kind of weird because like they would have like tarred and feathered him or stoned him or something.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how iconic this film is and how it's so regarded even 90 years later. And it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm out of touch, but you don't hear a lot of people talking about James Whale and his contributions, or, even, Karloff is an iconic name and you hear that a lot, but you don't hear anything about Elsa Lanchester. So it's like, if the bride's so iconic, why isn't she getting the love that she deserves? You know what I mean?
Man.
I think her name is so hard to say because I want to fucking say Lancaster so bad.
Lancaster, Lanchester. I don't know. I think it's Lanchester, right?
Yeah.
Lanchester.
Well, I want to say Lancaster every time I go to say
she's
her
British, so you could go either way.
I think they all were.
Man, you can definitely see the influence that this movie's had on pop culture because there's, I've seen T-shirts and shit, where it's like a punk rock version of the Monster and the Bride, and
well, I mean, you got the Corpse Bride with Tim Burton.
Yeah. Like it's. I've seen a lot of people do like the whole punk rock thing on Halloween too, Halloween parties and shit. Like, I don't know. This is one of those also that you actually like in other movies sometimes see scenes from this movie in it to make sense. You see Night of the Living Dead like on the TV in the back, and Halloween and show like that. There's certain movies where this one's doing the same thing. Iconic fucking movie, man. It really is.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of emotion in this movie because there's like hatred, there's fucking like sympathy and love and fucking everything in there. Like the big man just wants a friend.
The big man just wants a friend. Yeah.
Friend.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah, man, freaking Elsa Winchester, man. That is freaking awesome, dude. That is so good, and it's like that look. I mean, she's right there, right behind.
I was gonna say, just do that.
Say her name, and she appears. She's not Joe Hendry, but.
Well, it's funny because she didn't really know how to act, and then she said that she mimicked birds. Like that's why her like.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Kind of like
the neck movements and the hissing. I think she said she was in a park and she saw some geese. And anytime you've been around geese, if you get too close, they're like,
"Oh yeah,
they're assholes."
They'll hiss at you. Yeah. So she went with that, But
then they actually like dubbed it and played it backwards.
But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of people say. This film kind of as a trendsetter for the LGBTQ movement and all that. It's up to interpretation. A lot like we talked about before. People are going to watch things and they're going to interpret them whatever way you can. You're going to relate. There's been so many different characters over the years in film that I've been, been able to relate to, and it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the point they're going for or whatever. But like I said, I don't think she's rejecting the monster based on sexuality or anything here. I think it's just
about rejection in
all regards. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anybody can relate to the monster. Anybody that's ever been seen as a freak, anybody that's ever been seen as something different. People don't understand things and they are afraid of that. And this movie, it's the this one and the original. They have a moral behind it that it even shows how grotesque people can be with things they don't understand. And so I think that it is, you can say that it's the perfect movie for outcasts. It's for us. You know what I mean? All the outcasts in the world.
Yeah. Anybody that's ever been shunned in any type of way is going to be able to relate to this, because it's like, all right, it's me against the world. And I get it, but I still feel like, she comes out, she gets reanimated and she's a hottie and she takes one look at this guy and she's like Arnold and she's like, "You're one ugly motherfucker." It's like, yo, no, you're not my husband. Sorry.
She jumps really quick into Frankenstein's arms. It's like, oh, It's like, what are you doing? Oh.
So, but yeah, like the end of it is cool though, because I mean, like, the original ending, they all died.
Yeah.
And then they didn't like it, and then literally, I think that said like within like a few months before the movie was supposed to come out, they went back and reshot the ending with Frankenstein and his fiance actually living instead of them all dying.
Well, I don't know about months. I mean, from what I saw, they said they wrapped this thing in like 46 days, and I think principal photography started in January. So if the movie came out in April,
Yeah, it was like weeks then.
that's not a lot of time. So it might have been like just a matter of days that they changed their mind on that, and I'm fine with it. You know, I think, especially when you got a character like the monster who, you know, he has done bad things. Obviously. There's a lot of self-defense there. There's a lot of, he's a creature and he doesn't know any better. But he has killed. And it's kind of a redemption there at the end where he's like, you go and live and we belong dead. So you get kind of a redemption for that character at the end. So I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Don't play God and don't be an asshole.
Don't be a bully.
Yeah. Well, that goes, yeah.
Bullying's not cool.
No.
That's what I mean. Like, all the villagers are bullying him for the most part, and he just threw them all off fucking cliffs. He fucking climbs to the top of the tower and chucks that one dude off the fucking castle.
I think the one I like the most is whenever he climbs up the top and pushes the big boulder down on the people. It's like, whoosh. I don't know.
He pretty much has it up to here by the end of this movie. Like, like the whole first, like, meeting between the monster and Frankenstein again, where he's just standing there in that doorway and he walks in and like, it's like, I can't talk if he's in here. And he's like, he's got this look on his face. It's not about friends anymore. He's looking at the eyes of his enemy. He's like, you made me and I hate you for it. Like, you're going to do this. And it's just, I don't know. I really love that whole scene.
Yeah, I mean, by the end, he's real self-aware and he realizes like he's not a great person. Like, he's just gonna kill whoever fucking talks shit to him for the most part. So he's just like, fuck it, I ain't trying to be alive.
Yeah.
And it's the sad truth, even today, 2025, back in 1935, there's certain things that society does to people. There's certain monsters, if you will, that are created by the world, and it's a shame. Regardless of how you relate to the characters in this film, regardless of what you think, it's a tale about love and humanity, where we're all just searching for a friend, and we're all searching to be happy, and if there's things out there that you don't understand or you can't relate to, you don't have to, hate on it. You don't have to, be venomous towards it. Just kind of let it be, let it exist, and let it go, and live your own life. Deep down, we're all monsters in a certain way. So, the love. Like I said, it's the Thanksgiving special, right, Chad? Valentine's special.
Message.
Valentine's special. So it's a symbol. It's a story of love. Deep down, we all want the love. The monster wants the love. I don't know what the fuck I'm going for. There you go.
What does Whitney Houston say? The greatest love of them all is the love deep inside.
You actually own...
I was just gonna say I thought it was the love that she got from her crack rock.
Jesus,
that came later.
You actually own a Whitney Houston CD?
No. All right.
That's good.
All right. Well, any other things you want to add to The Bride of Frankenstein, James Whale's masterpiece?
It's a great movie.
Great.
They're redoing it. I hope they just don't fuck it up.
They'll fuck it up.
Probably.
I think that you mentioned Reanimator earlier on, Chuck, and I think that's probably one of the best adaptations or films that relate in the same way. Reanimator, Bride of Reanimator, they're definitely similar in many ways, and I think they do a good job with those films. It's funny. I was just talking to Chad about this, and we haven't gotten to this film yet. But whenever we get to the substance, I've got a theory. All right, so you know how Demi Moore gets the substance, the actual shit from. We never see who she gets it from, right? But that vial looks very similar to some of the stuff from Reanimator. So,
I could be okay with that.
Dun, dun.
I'd be okay with that.
We'll get into that theory later.
No, but this movie though, it's a fucking good story. Like Dave said, the score is amazing. I think it won the best sound award as well back in the day. But just all the tones to what is happening fucking fit perfect. Like everything was edited amazing.
Yeah.
Yep. 1936 nominee for Oscar Best Sound Recording, Gilbert Kurland, sound director. So props to Gilbert, wherever you're buried.
Oh, Gilby. Well, that was the thing too. I forget what cast member it was. I think it was. Was it O.P. Hedgie, the guy that played the blind guy? They said something like whenever he died, his ashes were just unclaimed. And he sat in the fucking funeral home until 1976 till someone scattered his ashes at sea.
Oh, God. Well.
I was like, that's pretty fucking weird.
Well, I mean, yeah. Maybe
Dwight Fry. That was the one you were thinking of earlier. Dwight Fry. Chuck.
Oh, okay. Wait,
he plays Carl in Bride, and he plays Fritz in Frankenstein, and he plays Renfield in Dracula.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Legend of Dwight Fry.
When I die, just put me out with the trash. Who cares? I'm dead.
What the fuck, Walter?
All right. Anybody else have anything else to add before we go on and play the clip of the week and pray we don't get kicked off YouTube?
Watch Bride of Frankenstein.
Real shit.
Anyone else? No.
Dave? Mike?
I gave my humanitarian speech. Bottom line is James Whale, great director, great contributor to the genre. Not enough love for him. Like I said, Elsa Lanchester, not a lot of love for her. Man, the fucking Bride, just iconic. You 2 minutes. What? She's in it for 2 minutes as the bride. And everybody knows the fucking Bride. How fucking dope is that? All right. So Elsa, whatever the fuck your name is, Elsa Lanchester. Goddamn, man, that's probably why she doesn't get enough love. Her goddamn name's so hard to pronounce. Elsa. Oh, now we got the goddamn Frozen bitch. Ah.
Yeah.
You want to build a snowman, Mike?
I will add this though.
Yeah.
Definitely watch the movie, and also if you've never read the original novel by Mary Shelley, I highly recommend it.
Shout out Mary Shelley.
Yeah, you can't get enough love to Elsa though, because fucking you're in a movie for technically 2.5 minutes, and you fucking literally are a star of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Never happens. But anyway, that. What, Curtis? What?
I was saying shout out to Ernest Thesiger, Dr. Pretorius, the mad scientist. Shout out Colin Clive, Frankenstein. Man.
Yeah.
They did it. Happy 90th.
Yeah. 90 years on Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day.
That's crazy, man. 90 years since this film came out.
That's crazy.
Opened up the Forium out in San Fran. Crazy.
All right, let's fire up this here Gentirator and see what we got this week.
Lots of love. Valentine's Day. Let's go. Clip of
Oh,
the
yeah.
week.
Now, you had another date in mind. According to my source, the end of the world will be on February 14th in the year 2016.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Bummer. Where'd you get your date, Elaine?
I received this information from an alien. As I told my husband, it was in the Paramus Holiday Inn. I was having a drink at the bar, alone, and this alien approached me. He started talking to me. He bought me a drink.
That all seems great.
We made it. It's 8 years later. Or wait, fucking 9 years later now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's the chick from isn't it the chick that's in
Twins.
In Twins? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a face I just can't stand. Yeah.
I know we talked about this.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But have you ever been to the Paramus Holiday Inn?
No. No.
Or it might have just been a room made up to look like, or a room on the spaceship that made to look like the room at the Holiday Inn. Whatever the fuck.
All right.
Hairless pets. Hairless pets. Weird.
Yeah. And you have 2 of them.
I got 4 of them. What are you talking about, bitch?
Oh, 4. Fucking hairless cats. Skinless cats.
Skinless? Jesus.
Bloody mess. Payment options. Click here.
Hey everybody, Laser Trading Company is on YouTube. See some of the videos from Mike's travels and experiences. If you haven't already, please head over and subscribe. 7,800 and growing. Thank you all. Laser Trading Company is also available on eBay with various merchandise and collectibles. Hundreds of great gift ideas. That's Laser Trading Company. Laser Trading Company. Laser Trading Company. You know him from Bastard Sons of a Judas Goat, Nasty Nation, Graveyard Talk, and the Video Store Clerks Podcast. He is the creator of Stoner Gore, Jack Nasty! I love you! And if you're looking for the latest in extreme horror, head over to Amazon.com, look up Chuck Nasty, and the following titles are available. Along with the latest album, Decay of Man, from Bastard Sons of a Judas Goat, available on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube now.
Yay. Woo. All right, so next week we have Mike's pick.
Oh, it's time. It's time. And I've already revealed it. So if you watched last week's episode with Mr. Tony Wash, and if you have not seen that episode, I recommend you go back and watch it. Tony Wash, excellent guest we had last week. You know, head programmer over at Scarebox, and you know, a film director. Definitely worth a watch. But I revealed my pick, which is going to be next week, Death to Smoochie, starring Mr. Edward Norton himself. Man, and I just started watching this again last night. Robin Williams, of course. Rainbow Randolph, man, he steals the show, and that we'll get to that next week. But yeah, I went back and started watching this, man. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to see Ed Norton in a role like this, and we'll talk more about it next week. But I love this film, and I can't wait to catch up with you guys next week about it.
Oh yeah.
If you want to jump in the chat and talk about the film with us too, it is actually on YouTube at the moment.
Yep,
so stop
absolutely.
There, give it a watch, and then come back next week.
That's right. Absolutely free here on YouTube. You watch Death to Smoochie, get caught up, and come join the Video Store Clerks next week. But until then, I know it's only 2/11, but 2/14 is coming up, Valentine's Day. I want to send love to all y'all out there in YouTube land that are watching the Video Store Clerks podcast. We love y'all, and we appreciate y'all for joining us every week and putting up with our bullshit, because we talk some dumb shit, we say some silly shit, but hey, it's all about having fun and love, just like the monster, Bride of Frankenstein. Lots of love, all right? I luchador you.
There you have it.
There you have it.
As Dave would say. There you have it. Fucking great.
Dave's ready for a drink. He's like, let's end this.
All right, everybody, we're about to get out of here. Again, sorry for the delay today. We had some stuff going on, and then we
Don't let
a little late.
Don't let it happen again.
Every episode after this will be way better than this one. If it hasn't hit the mark, it's a little sloppy. But
don't
shit
apologize.
happens. Shit happens.
Shit happens when you party naked.
It does. But anyway, we're getting out of here. We will see you next Tuesday.
Video Store Clerks. Good. Chalk nasty.